Fire.
I can edit the first bit out anyway, it's all good. Welcome to the Cutting the Shit podcast with your host, Pablo Protein Bar, a.k.a. Harry Potter, and the very heavy stone. Boom. That's it. Like that one. Yeah, one was good. You're not a fan of that one?
Love it.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I was just trying to remember what my nickname was.
Your nickname, you're Dr. Octopus. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Octopus below me, and we've got a very special guest, which is Josh Greenfield.
That's
dehydrated as fuck.
Special needs, maybe. That's about fucking it from me, unfortunately. There's not much more than that.
So what we normally do on Cutting the Shit, it's pretty much as it sounds. We just talk shit. So we've got Josh on. He's got a bit more of an interesting story than just supplements. So we're probably going to skim over supplements to start off with, and maybe add them in at the end. Not that asked if we don't. So Josh, introduce yourself. Tell people who you are.
I am Josh Greenfield. I am
the one and only.
The one and only. There's fucking only one of me, I tell you that. And that's not a good thing, though. Let's put it that way. I am an ex-IPF under 105 kilo powerlifter. I was powerlifting for around 6 years or so. I did a few bits when I was powerlifting. I think the best ever ranking that I got, I was top 5 in the senior class in the world. I was
modest bastard. I did a bit. You modest bastard.
I knew you were good, but I didn't realise you were that good. Jesus. Are we going to have to pay him to come onto this? Fucking hell.
Yeah, I said I'd give him a blowy after.
That'll do it.
So he's paying you then because your blowies are terrible.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah.
Guess
so after I got my dick sucked, I think the best I ever got to was I was top 5, top 6 in the world in the senior 105 category. And then I also, as well, what I'm probably more known for is breaking the IPF squat world record.
What was it? What did you get?
Multiple times. So on the 28th of September 2008, I first broke the IPF squat world record by, I broke it by 3 kilos, 2 kilos at 336 kilograms. And then I went on to break it multiple times after that. So I went on to break my own world record by, I'm not going to lie, this is probably one of the coolest things I think I've ever done, because people only normally break world records by half a kilo or a kilo. The last time I broke my world record, I broke my own world record by 9 kilos. But it should have been up to around 20 odd kilos. I should have broke it by. But I was unfortunate technical mishap. So I did a little bit of powerlifting my time for around 6 years. And now I've left powerlifting and I've full transitioned over to CrossFit. So the complete opposite, especially if you are a 105 kilo lifter, because you are fat, immobile, slow, ugly, and disgusting. And that is everything that a CrossFitter isn't. So I've made the complete transition from powerlifting to CrossFit. And I'm just doing crazy shit on a daily basis, basically. That's me.
I've seen him in the gym as well, and he is doing some crazy shit. A man this size should not be able to do handstand walks. But there we are.
That's literally, if you put handstand walks in a workout, I'll put my money on it. I'll beat anyone.
Honestly, it's like watching Harry Potter. It's magical.
You can walk better on your hands than I can walk on my fucking feet.
Nah, I can walk better on my hands than I can on my feet. Honestly, it's crazy.
Is that not just because we're chodes, though?
Yeah, potentially.
We just struggle to walk anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How was it? Let's talk about the world records for a second. How did that feel? Because that's something very, very few people have experienced. You know, you're quite unique in that sense. How did it feel, not only hitting it the first time, but then breaking your own world record subsequently after?
I'm not going to lie, there's actually a really cool story that we'll get into in a second, that like literally nobody knows except from people who are really, really close to me. And this is the first time I would have actually spoken about it publicly to anyone.
This is an exclusive.
Got an exclusive. I like it. Sick.
We'll have to edit the banner.
So when I first broke it, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. It didn't make me feel how I thought it was gonna make me feel. It was made out initially to be something that it wasn't, to be a lot better than it wasn't, to be a lot better than it actually was. I remember when I broke it, I was really, really emotional, but I was really, really emotional for reasons that probably people don't expect. So the little exclusive, the little story behind it is, I first broke the squat world record out in Barcelona at the Arnold Classic. But one of the reasons that I wanted to compete at the Arnold Classic and I wanted to break it at the Arnold Classic, and it was something that needed to happen, and I had to break the squat world record that day because I knew if I did, it set me up for a great day, and I could go on to win the competition. I could become the Arnold Classic champion, which I did at the end of the day, which is really, really cool. And the biggest thing for me was you won money at the Arnold Classic because it's an exhibition competition. So you won money for it. And the massive reason behind winning the money was because when I actually broke the squat world record, I was homeless. I was living out of a BMW 1 Series. So I won the Arnold Classic. I was the best squatter in the world. And I flew back to England. I threw my kit bag in the back of my car. I went and parked up in a car park and I went to sleep because that was where I was living. But I had money in my pocket from winning the Arnold Classic. And then 3 weeks later, so after that, I'd been homeless for about, I'd say 4.5 months. About 3 weeks after that, I could finally, with the money that I won out of the Arnold Classic, I paid a deposit down on a room to rent in a guy's house. And I moved in and I finally had a bed to sleep in after a long time. So yeah, it was, when I initially broke it, it felt unbelievable. I was very, very emotional before it, but I was very, very emotional for reasons of, this is years of hard work and commitment and putting a lot of stuff on the line, coming down to literally a minute's worth of work. Like, this is now or never. It's going to happen or it's not. And then there was also in the back of my mind, like, this has to move because this sets my day up for success. If I'm successful at the end of the day, I can finally stop sleeping in my car. So yeah, it was crazy. And then breaking it afterwards, I'm not going to lie, it was like, when I broke it the second time, the third time, I think I broke it 4 or 5 times in total and 1 time unofficially. But then when I was breaking it after that, like time after time, I'm not going to lie, it was boring. It's because I was breaking my own world record. It was like, I'm just beating me. I'm not beating anybody else. I'm just beating me now.
Yeah,
but I always
talk yourself, can you?
Yeah, and it's like, and I always say to people, because people, I'm not going to lie, Dom, how you reacted is how a lot of people react. Like, oh my God, like, this is crazy. It's incredible. It's this, and this. But to me, it's like, and people kind of blow smoke up your ass. And in my eyes, like, they blow smoke up my ass for no reason because I'm just me. Like,
yeah.
I'm just some dude from Leeds, and I was just fortunate I'd outworked a few people, and I had an opportunity to go break that world record. So yeah, it is. Sometimes I do sit back and I do think about it, and I'm like, shit, I'm the best in the world at something. Like, but then at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but it's not. It'd be cool if it was like, if I was like the Olympic champion, like,
Yeah.
and people knew my name and I was on TV and shit like. If you don't, let's just put it this way: nobody cares about powerlifting except from powerlifters. Like, it's like you tell somebody about it and you've got to explain what it actually is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I could tell somebody, like, I have a Guinness World Record for the most amount of washing machines thrown in a minute, and they would understand that more than they understand an actual world record. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's crazy. But one of the things that I am really proud of and I'm happy about that I can happily say, you'll notice that already I've mentioned the IPF multiple times because the IPF is the pinnacle of powerlifting. It is basically Olympics of powerlifting because you'll get so many people out there these days that will claim they've got world records, or they claim they own this world record in powerlifting, or they have this record or that record. And I'll put you my money on it. I'll call the bluff on everyone now. You're a load of bullshitters. You don't hold any world records. Take out your Instagram bio. You're not a world champion. You competed against you. You didn't compete against anybody else. Like, I can happily say that I've been at the pinnacle, and I broke the best world record you could in that weight category.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not claiming that I'm breaking world records, but there's another world record in the same weight category, fucking 50, 60 kilos higher than mine. So yeah, I'm. That's probably the most proud that I am of that part. That it was done to a very high standard, and it was done in a legit competition. It was really, I don't know, it was legit. Let's put it that way. But it's cool though. It wasn't bad.
Is that why you went with IPF instead of the Olympics?
So like powerlifting isn't actually an Olympic sport. It is if you're para. So there's para powerlifting in the Olympics, which is for people who do. I don't want to, or let's say disabled, but they are very able people because they're incredible humans for what they're doing.
Yeah.
But so there is powerlifting in the Olympics, but it is just para powerlifting. So it is just the bench press. Powerlifting is recognised by the IOC, but the IPF is the one that is recognised by the IOC. There's many different powerlifting federations. I got to be careful with my words here because I'll get some hate because basically all my following is powerlifting.
No such thing as bad publicity.
There's not, is there? People will be talking. There's. I'm gonna say it true. IPF is probably the only legit powerlifting federation out there. Like, the rest of them, fucking, the ruling, the lifting standard just doesn't, in my eyes personally, just doesn't make it. Just doesn't cut it. Like, you'll see these crazy lifts and they're squatting high, or they're not locking out the deadlifts, or the press command is really, really fast. And it's just, looking at other federations just wasn't for me. And I've always been a natural athlete. I've never taken any kind of PED. I've never taken any kind of steroid or anything like that. So for me to compete in a drug-tested federation, I'm not going to say drug-free because it's not drug-free because people get caught all the time. In a drug-tested federation was, for me, the only option. And the standard that I witnessed from that was the best in the world. And to say that I've made some ground in that federation, for me, that's a proud moment for me to say that I didn't go down the shit route, if you want to put it nicely. Yeah. But
rightly so to be proud of that as well.
Yeah, it's cool.
If you win the Arnold, presumably you then met Arnold.
Do you know what? Literally 20 minutes before I lifted, he was out there watching, and then as soon as I got out there, he decided to fuck off and watch some taekwondo or something.
Fucking hell,
devastating.
But to be fair, if you go next year, you pay 500 quid, you get a picture with him.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, though, when he was watching, because apparently he missed some of the good lifts, they asked one of the girls from Great Britain, she's an awesome lifter, they asked her to go back out and do another squat for him. And I was like, fuck, I would have gone out there, I would have put some, I would have died under that fucking, I'd be like,
Arnold.
400. We're here to squat 336, but I'll have a go at 400. Arnold.
Yeah. And in front of Arnold, you'd get it up, you'd be that pumped up.
Mate, I'd be fucking absolutely flying.
Man, that's mega.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I didn't get to meet him, but it was an incredible experience, a time that I'll never ever forget.
Yeah, not many people in sport have experience either, is it?
No.
I feel like no matter what sort of fitness sport you do, events like the Arnold, you unify them really, really well. Because, if you're a powerlifter, a CrossFitter, bodybuilder, whatever you are, I feel like we all have very similar mentalities. We just channel it into a different avenue. Whereas, certainly from my experience with other sports, the mentality is very different to a fitness sport per se. Yeah. And going to these sort of events, you can't quite describe it. And, you could be playing for England in the World Cup in football, but it's nowhere near going to something like the Arnold or Olympia, I imagine.
Yeah,
I say imagine because I've never done it myself.
It was the Arnold though was a crazy event just to be at, and it was cool as well because it was in Barcelona, it was in Spain, it was being away, everybody was there as well, and like no, you was walking around, you had like athlete badges, and then especially as well when I'd actually broke the world record, the amount of people that stopped me for pictures was ridiculous. Like, it was crazy. Even like the next day when I went, like, people were like, oh my God, you guys have broke the world record, and like literally everywhere I went, people were stopping me in the venue and stuff. And that was really, really cool. It was like being a celebrity for the day. It was cool.
Nice,
And honestly, like groups of school kids, and it was, I don't know, it was a nice experience. Really, really nice. And a lot came from it as well.
So when's your Netflix documentary coming out?
Fucking probably never. When I make the CrossFit Games, the Netflix documentary will probably come out. Shit.
You'll be the figurehead.
Story to tell. Yeah, hopefully one day. Who knows?
So how come you've achieved so much in powerlifting? How come the change to CrossFit all of a sudden?
So this is something I always said. I actually did a Q&A on my own YouTube channel at one point before leading up to my last powerlifting competition. And somebody did ask... Yeah.
You reset it.
Shit.
And somebody asked me on there, like, when powerlifting's over, what would be the way you would go? And I've always said that where I'd want to go is either weightlifting or CrossFit. And then it started off weightlifting, and then as I got more into it, the CrossFit just came about. But one of the real reasons for me leaving powerlifting was purely mental health, like massive mental health. Like I would say unfortunately, but I'm not going to say unfortunately, because the situations that I've been in my life have made me the kind of person who I am today. But I've fortunately been the lowest of the low, where the lowest you can be. Like I've been to a point of where I've had to have therapy. I've had to seek help from my parents. I've been at rock bottom. I've been at where I don't want to do it anymore kind of place. And with a powerlifting, it wasn't helping my mental health. It was really, really tough for me to make the decision, because I was going from the best in the world to absolutely nobody overnight. Like nobody, still even now, nobody gives a shit about my CrossFit so far. People are interested in because they're seeing what I'm doing and they're seeing the progress that I'm making. And I think now especially, they're actually a little bit like, oh shit, he's actually getting quite good at this. And it's a little bit, and do you know what? I like that, because I know when I first came out, and like, especially at Graft House, like people are like, oh, what are you doing that for? What are you doing this for? And I'm like, oh, I'm going to make a transition to CrossFit. And people are like, what? You're going to compete? And I was like, and I would tell them, yeah, I'm a competitive kind of guy. It's what I've got to kind of do. And now that I'm, I'd say we're 11 months into this, and things are really coming together. I can imagine people are a little, like, I've had a lot of messages off people, like, saying shit. Like, people have messaged me saying, genuinely, when you said you're moving over to CrossFit, we literally sat here and laughed. And now we see the way you move and we see what you're doing. And they've messaged me and they're like, I can't believe it. And I'm like, it's one of those things. It had to happen.
Yeah.
Powerlifting was killing my mental health. And then for me, CrossFit, I've said this a few times on Instagram as well, like, I'm a weird kind of guy, like a really, really weird kind of guy. I tell people on the regular, I have no quit. I have no off button. If me and you are going to go head to head, I'll literally die in the process of trying to beat you. Like, and that's not me being arrogant and saying I'm better than you. It's me telling you how stubborn I am and how much of a fucking idiot I am. Like, I have no fucking brain cells. I have no academic background. All I know is sport and trying to be the best athlete I can be. And I have no quit. And that's something that I really, really thank powerlifting for, because I went from being absolutely nobody to being the best in the world, to being top 5, top 6 in the world, and the best in Britain and stuff like this. And it taught me a lot of things. Like, even when I was in my darkest moments, I stayed so true to the sport. I stayed so true to the goal. Like something that I speak about on social media all the time is setting goals, chasing them, doing everything and anything you can to make it happen. Because I've been there where I've got up some days and I'm like, fuck this, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, but then I've got to training and I know that I've got to keep plugging away because I've told people that I want to be the best in the world. And I've told them that I'm going to do this and I've told them that I'm going to do that. And now I've got to, and that's before I've kind of used as my reason why, like to keep going. But now with a CrossFit, I have a couple of different reasons why now, why this means so much to me and like the journey means so much. But yeah, it was really, really tough when I first left powerlifting because I was like, shit, I'm currently the best in the world and I could be plugging away to become like the world champion one day, like to win worlds, be the number one, this and this. I'm only still young. And then I was like, for my own mental health and my own physical health as well, I look back at pictures now and I can't believe it. I was fucking hideous, man. Like, I can't believe fucking people used to have sex with me. That's fucking... I look back and I'm like, nah, you couldn't see me naked and thought, oh, I want to do him. Do you know what I mean?
Was the Labrador next to him not a clue that they couldn't see you?
Mate, but I was just patting it on the head and doing my thing. I just thought it was there for a good time.
The fact they're wearing glasses indoors.
Yeah, it's 2020. That's gangster, right?
Sorry, my mistake.
It's fashion. So it was like when that first happened, like my physical health wasn't great. Like I was really immobile. I was probably the healthiest I've been after my last competition. But another one of the real big things that made me want to change and do something that I felt like that was going to be really healthy for me and really enjoy my training again is I lost a sponsor at the end of last year, down to my own fault. They were asking me to do things on social media and stuff, and I just wasn't following up with it. And they pulled their sponsorship with me, and I lost quite a big lump sum of my monthly intake of money. And when I come back from the Europeans at the end of last year, I remember training in the gym, and I actually remember the moment I was like, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. I was sat at Grass House, my elbows were hurting, I was tired. I just squatted 343 kilos at the Europeans. I was legit struggling with 200 kilos in the gym. Like, my body felt like absolute shit. And then I was like, do you know what? I ain't doing this for free anymore. I'm going to do something that I enjoy, and I'm going to chase something that I think I'll really, really love. And CrossFit, the smile probably says it all. CrossFit fills a hole in me. It literally does. Like, CrossFit is basically when you get to a level and you have a skill ability and you have a basic engine, who is willing to hurt more than the other person? And I'm fucking put my money on it. I'll fucking hurt more than anybody in the room. I may not be the strongest, I may not be the fittest, I may not be the most skilled, but if it comes down to it, I'll fucking hurt more than anyone. Like, you're going to take a breather and try catch your breath, I'll fucking carry on. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. There's no between these ears. There literally isn't. So yeah, the move over was a big, big decision for me. It was caused by, I'd say, mental health, physical health as well, and unfortunately, money side of things. Because trust me, it's not as fun when you do something for free. It's like having sex with your dad for the first time and then he takes away your pocket money. Tom's face. He's like, what? Tom's face. He was like, what?
Wait, Dom, take 5 minutes just to process it, mate.
Honestly, I'm just like, hang on, your dad gave you the money beforehand.
Yeah, so yeah, that was
off to boarding school when he was done.
Yeah, it wasn't as exciting when it was done for free. But yeah, they're complete polar opposite. You both know me from beforehand, and shit, I was a completely different athlete to what I am now, and I still got a long way to go in the CrossFit game though.
I think I saw you for the first time, like when you started the transition, so it was after the first lockdown, and you lost a load of weight. I remember seeing you in the gym, I was like,
Yeah.
That looks like Josh, but it's not Josh.
Yeah. So I've lost since I started. When I first started it and decided that I actually wanted to make the transition, I was 116.7 kilos. And now I'm probably around, I've not weighed myself in a while, but I'd say I was around 96, 97 kilos now.
Big
and with some good lighting and an all right fucking...
structure filter on Instagram up to about 20.
Yeah. I can potentially, I have an abdominal wall. And some, do you know as well? Do you know, like when you see yourself every day and you're like, shit, I don't know if I'm making any progress anymore, this, and this. Should I make some changes? The other day, I was in the mirror and I'm actually starting to get a V. Do you know the V?
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I saw that fucker.
Yeah.
I'm clinging on for dear life after all my shows. And I was like, no, stop eating like a fat bitch.
Honestly. And
it's a good feeling. Now your muscles literally point to your dick.
Yeah, basically.
That's why they're having sex with you now.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, when I first saw that the other day, I was like, shit. Like, I didn't ever think that was going to happen. But we're here now. And I do look back at videos even from like 3-4 weeks ago, and I look completely different then to what I do now. And I watch videos back at my skill level and stuff like that. And it's because you got to try and keep an eye on that. That's one of the best things about Instagram, really, that you are using it as that diary. You're using it as that log, and it does help you stay on track. Like, everybody thinks it's just to get smoke blown up your ass, which it partially is, but for the rest of it, it's, do you know what? I sit there sometimes and I go back weeks and weeks and weeks to see how far I've come, just to give myself a little, shit, you're actually killing this a little bit.
I've had my Instagram, I think, 5 years now, and I started it as a fat lad to try and get in shape and motivate myself and keep myself accountable. And I love when you get all like the like this day on like 5 years ago, and it is a picture of me as a fat little bitch. And I remember taking the photos and being so proud of the progress I was making. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, you have actually done all right there. It's more of a diary than anything else, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And like, it's cool what Instagram gives you. Instagram, when you get a following and you start doing things, it's like there's crazy things that have come out of Instagram for me. It's fucking absolutely mental. But it is just basically one big diary with some bonuses every now and then.
The occasional dick pic in your inbox.
Oh, mate, don't even get me fucking started on dick pics in inboxes, because I'll fucking cry. But yeah, it's cool. I like looking back at stuff like that and actually seeing how far I've come, especially with the transition.
Yeah, nice. That's impressive. It's a great transition. I got a great transformation, because from the outside, it did appear as if you just did it overnight. Like, it was literally one day you were a powerlifter, next day you'd lost, 30 kilos and were a CrossFitter, and it's just like, how do you do that?
Yeah, it's like, I think that's what people are shocked by, because I was probably one of the biggest I've been when I decided to transition over. I think they were a little bit like, I think people laughed at me because they were like, no way, like, because of the gymnastic element and like doing muscle ups and walking on your hands and chest to bar pull-ups and stuff like that. Like, people were like, that's never gonna work, because I was a bigger dude, but I fucking just chugged away at the fat. I got rid of a lot of it, and now I'm left with a little bit left, and I'm just now, my masses, I concentrate on performance now more than actually trying to lose weight, because I know that my body will, I will start. It just comes, Joe, now naturally. Like, it's just, I'm starting to every day look a little bit more the part in the CrossFit game. But I read on somebody's Instagram the other day, which was really, really cool. And he was a CrossFitter. And he said, if I could be 20 stone and eat what the hell I want, he put something like, if my performance was like able to be the top 10 in the UK in CrossFit, and I look like shit, I wouldn't care. And that's basically, I might be the first ever person at the CrossFit Games with his T-shirt still on, because he don't want to embarrass himself. You know what I mean? But diet-wise, I'm something like 40 Oh no, maybe like 36 days into a 118-day prep for the CrossFit Open, and I'm not allowed a cheat meal in that time, and I don't even feel like I want one. Whereas before, when I was powerlifting, I would have a cheat meal like 2 to 3 times a week.
Is it really a cheat meal if it's 2 or 3 times a week?
It's just a regular meal.
That's just a carb-heavy meal every 3 days.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like, my nutrition now is completely different to what it used to be. Like, it's ridiculous. But I never thought I'd be able to be in this mindset where I didn't want to have at least one cheat meal a week. Like, that's been my life for like 10 years. Like, even from back when I was playing rugby, like, you'd have that one day a week where you'd eat what you want. And now I'm in a mind frame, like, I don't want that. I'm exploring more. Last night I made a fucking risotto. I made a risotto, mate. Yeah.
Not often you hear that said in a Yorkshire accent, is it?
Made a risotto.
Yeah, and I'm exploring with food because I'm trying to make it interesting so I can stay on it. But I genuinely, I never thought I'd say this. I don't want to eat pizza.
That's
you know what?
Statement.
I'm in the same boat, you know.
It's crazy, right?
So Josh, I believe you, Matt. No,
mate, genuinely, the other day I was sat and I was thinking, mate, I'd murder a fucking Domino's. And then when I actually assessed how I'd fucking feel after eating it and how much it's going to cost me, and like, it's just not worth it anymore. Like, the last time I had a pizza, like, I knew straight away the next day that my digestion was bollocksed for the full day.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was on my arse. And I'm not that, I can't do it anymore.
I'm getting a chippy for my lunch tomorrow, and I cannot wait. So you two don't have cheat meals. I'll happily have them for you.
I'll eat my fucking oats. I'll be 3 sessions deep while you're eating that chippy tomorrow.
Oh, you better believe I'm going to be there at like 5:55 waiting.
In the morning?
At the doors waiting for it to open. Yeah. This is my Christmas Eve, boys.
Trust me, I'm there at fucking 5:55 tomorrow, and I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm fucking not. Do you know what I mean? Like, because right now, without the gym, I'm kind of living the dream. Like, I've still got equipment where I can train and stuff. I just miss my gymnastics side of things, like the muscle ups, the pull ups, and stuff like that, and be able to have them in a workout. So I am excited to go back for those reasons, but also go back to work and have people complain at me all day that they've had a shit day and they don't want to do this exercise or they don't want to do that. And I'm just like, get the fuck on with it. Do your shit. Get out.
As soon as it was announced we're in tier 3 and the gyms could stay open, I was like, this is me living the dream now. I can go to the gym, I can do my work from home, and I don't have to take our lass out on any dates. It's like Boris has got my back finally.
I hope she doesn't watch these podcasts because you're fucked. Let's put it that way.
I mean, just tell her this episode ain't going live anymore. Fuck it. You're too busy sucking off James Smith's podcasts. Cheeky bitch.
Just sat being called fat by James Smith. Cheers, bud.
Yeah, true. You are fat. All you need is a calorific deficit. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, I didn't pick that up on your other 3,000 Instagram posts saying it either. Thanks.
Yeah. But do you know what?
He's got a point in fairness.
He's got a point, but equally, I can see why he's never had a 6-pack.
Yeah,
Watch, he's going to fucking call me out. He's going to do a podcast on me now. I've said that.
He's coming for you.
I'm out. I'm gone. I'm done now.
He will come back, though. He will come back with a picture of him with a 6-pack. But then he'll come back with, you should not take anabolic steroids. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's basically how his fucking Instagram revolves, right? Anabolic steroids,
calorie deficit, don't do gear, you're fat, calorie deficit.
Yeah. Most people are sniffing coke on a weekend, that's why they're skinny. This is what he tells you.
The Geordie Shore diet, in fairness.
Yeah. Fucking,
that's when I was at my skinniest, to be fair. Cocaine. Fucking hell.
We're going to have to put a little banner at the bottom saying, don't do drugs, kids.
No, everyone should know not to do drugs. Like, don't do them.
Yeah, don't.
They ruin lives, honestly.
Yeah, but from me, don't do drugs.
From me also, don't do drugs. They may seem great at the time, but they take the toll.
I mean, fuck it, do what you want, I couldn't care less.
They take the toll. Let's leave it at that one.
Support local!
Yeah, buy off the guy on your estate. Oh, crazy.
So I put out a couple of questions on Instagram. I did get a couple of responses. And this is the first response that we got.
Oh, here we go.
No, you can't buy sweaty used underwear. I've already asked.
That was the third question. We'll get to that.
Whoa. If you want to buy my sweaty underwear, I genuinely, I'll be honest here, it's something that I actually do sell, and I genuinely have a price for that. That's one of the ways that I make
What's the price? I'm
Yeah,
keen. I'm interested.
Right, I'm just going to put it out there. Mum, Dad, if you do watch it, please turn it fucking off now.
Fuck!
Dad, Mum, I'm going to give you another call out. Please turn it off. So the price is £100 for the underwear, and if you want a video of me wanking onto it, it's an extra £50. And I'm not going to lie, I've sold many pairs of those.
No way!
All
That is incredible news.
I'll be honest, the last pair that I sent out was only a couple of weeks ago, and they were out to America. You had to post it back for video that works. Let's hope my parents don't see this, because they'll be fucking devastated. They're already disappointed in me as a child as it is, so it can't get any worse.
Oh,
wow. I've just had a new business venture crop up.
Yeah, look at
this is great.
Did you see the light bulb next to Dom's head? Then he was like, fucking hell.
Yeah, see, that's just gone off there.
Make some money.
Watch it, I will end up being in debt from this, won't I?
Honestly, yeah, they'll be asking for refunds.
I won't even cover the cost of Primark underwear.
Right. Well, yeah.
Sorry. So to the questions after that lovely digression.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I've heard all year, in fairness.
Right.
That's genius. The question was not actually as weird as that. It was, is it acceptable to shit yourself at the gym?
Oh, 1,000%. One of the regulars when I used to train with a group of powerlifters, even when I stopped training with a group of powerlifters and I was just doing my own thing, something that we would carry in our kit bags on the regular is multiple pairs of underpants. Because when you are doing heavier squats and you're doing heavier deadlifts, and especially like pause squats, like 3-4 counts and tempo squats, shitting yourself is something that happens quite regular. I used to train with a lad who now he's doing unreal things in the strongman world, and he's just been the world's strongest man. He won't mind me telling this story. A guy called Luke Richardson, fucking a young lad, absolute animal when it comes to moving weight. He used to literally turn up to the gym with a pack of 5 kegs in his bag, like brand new, because he'd shit. I've been spotting people before, and I'm like, they've got a set of 8 to do, and I'm like, oh my God, you need to hurry the fuck up. And they'll shit on rep 1. But rule number 1 is if you shit, you just keep going.
Yeah.
If you shit, don't quit. That's the rule. Yeah, it is acceptable. It is acceptable to shit yourself in the gym. And if anybody's got a problem with it, tell them the best in the world do it too.
Can we just emphasise that it's acceptable for powerlifters? If you're like a bikini athlete or a men's physique athlete doing mat raises, do not shit yourself.
Don't be. If you're curling the 5s, don't be shitting all over the place. Like literally.
Optimistics think I can curl 5s. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why I would be shitting. It would be pure strain.
Put my back out with it.
Speaking of shitting, on that one, I have a question that I've already asked someone previously on the last episode of the podcast. Dom already knows what it's going to be. Would you rather you shit yourself every time you laugh or puke every time you sneeze?
Oh, it would be puke every time I sneeze.
Yeah?
I don't sneeze that often. I'm a fucking... Mate, when I'm by myself, all it is laughter. I'm a fucking funny guy. When I'm by myself and nobody's around, mate, I'm hilarious. You know what I mean? Fucking, I'd be covered in shit all the time. I'd definitely rather puke when I sneeze. That'd be hilarious as well.
You just feel one coming, you're like, right, who do I fucking hate? You.
Well, imagine that when you're driving. Fucking all over the window screen. It'd be fucking brilliant.
Well, it depends if it's just like a quick, like, you know, if it's like a TC when you're drunk and you just go, bah! Or if it's a proper from the bottom of the gut heaving, like,
That hurts though, doesn't it? That hurts my back.
Yeah, so if it's just a TC, I can get on board with that. Yeah. But if it's, puddle in the toilet, nah.
Yeah. Yeah, true. That depends on
it.
Yeah, but then...
it's like a little attack then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of them dinosaurs in Jurassic Park.
But then it's like, what's the extent of the shit? That's the real question. Like,
I think it depends. Last time, it depends on the extent of the laugh. If it's just like a hearty little chuckle, then, you know, maybe it might just be a couple of nugs. But, like, if you're full on pissing yourself, shitting yourself, laughing.
Flat
out, it's a full shit, full dookie.
Right.
Shall we consult the Bristol stool chart? Let's get scientific with this.
What was her name? That Gillian McKeith. She always had that TV show, and she always used to just poke at the shit.
She was fucking weird, man.
She was a mad cunt.
I like that her career ended when she passed out on I'm a Celebrity.
Oh, mate. I actually watched an episode with her in the other day on YouTube, the highlights of I'm a Celebrity, and fucking she was on it. She's such a drip. Like, she just annoyed me.
Melt.
Then she was like, Gillian McKeith is now after us as well as James Smith and my
You know what? If Gillian McKeith wants to come for me, mate, I've got a fucking Tupperware. I'm not afraid.
I'll shit in a Tupperware for Barbara.
I'll shit in a Tupperware for her.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Analyse.
I've done work.
Josh will sell it to her, apparently.
200 quid.
Yeah. Well, if anybody
will be shitting in the Tupperware.
It charges extra for sprinkles of sweet corn.
It's digested sweet corn, though.
So is that the line?
Yeah. But I'd definitely rather sneeze and puke than laugh when you shit.
No.
By far.
Feel that.
Right.
So I've got a couple more.
Very intellectual podcast, this, isn't it?
Oh, by far.
We like to talk science, bruv.
Yeah.
Would you come out of powerlifting retirement for one last dance? Is a question. One last dance.
The only time, I'll be honest with you, the only time I think you'll ever see me doing some kind of powerlifting setup again is for a charity event, for someone that I truly believe in, or the CrossFit Total.
Ooh, fair.
The CrossFit Total or a charity event is something but it'd have to be something that I truly back and something that I truly believe in. But if it was just a general competition, I'm going to be honest with you, kids, no, I wouldn't. Not for me, and I'd probably just be really upset how strong I wasn't. I'd be back into a mental health fucking situation again.
In a couple of years, fucking hell, what have I done?
Yeah, what has happened? But I can walk on my hands, so fuck it.
That's the right cool part.
I still feel like that's more impressive, to be fair. Like, just being able to walk with your hands, like, that's mad thing.
That's right good. Imagine doing that on, like, Greek Street. All the girls will be flocking towards you.
Nah, I don't know if they would.
Back mine, Dominic.
Yeah.
We're
in lockdown.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, it's you know, as well being a bigger guy and then like kicking up in the gym and walking on your hands. Literally, it turns a lot of heads. Like people are like, whoa, shit, and then like but people don't expect it. But this is a new era of CrossFit. Bigger, stronger, faster than they used to be. That's what we're trying to bring to the table. So yeah, it's not a bad party trick though. My son loves it as well. He crawls and I walk on my hands next to him and he thinks it's fucking hilarious.
That's cool.
But he never beats me though. I never let him win.
Can't ever let them win. No matter how old they get, never let them beat you. That's like rule one being a dad, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and if he does, I'm going to beat the shit out of him.
Just crawling at the top of the stairs. Boom! Shouldn't have won that bitch.
So what kind of supplements do you... We're going to get onto supplements just because it fucking says it on my shirt there, so I should probably talk about it at some point. What kind of supplements, if any, do you use now? Like, is there a difference between kind of what you were using for powerlifting and what you'd be looking to use now?
So I'm not going to lie, I use more now than I did when I was powerlifting. When I was powerlifting, I'll be 110% honest with you, I didn't use anything. The only thing that I would normally use is a pre-workout. And unfortunately, because I'm tested by WADA, the pre-workouts that we can use are, they are shit. Really shit. They're very low-key. There's not great stimulants in them. It's very... There's not let's just put it this way. I've never had an exciting supplement. Like, I've never taken one of these crazy pre-workouts where people are fucking, like, chewing their faces off in the gym and stuff. Like I'm low-key weird in the gym as it is, just on normal caffeine. When the day comes that I'm allowed to take whatever the hell I want and I've kind of finished with sport, That's going to be an exciting day for me.
We're going to film.
Wish you retired from
We're
sport.
going to film that and put it on YouTube. Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, shit, that'll be crazy. But yeah, so when
2 scoops of defib. Oh.
See, that's what I mean. Like, shit, I've never even heard of half the shit that you guys probably use. I fucking never ever. But the only thing when I was powerlifting, I would use a lot of pre-workout though. That's probably because it is so weak. So the stuff that I normally use is something that I'd use is ABE, which is shit. It's real baseline.
I don't mind the ABE, you know.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what it is? ABE for me was always hit and miss. Like, I'd take a scoop and it'd fucking ruin my life, and I'd come out in heat rashes and stuff. And then the same batch, I'd take another scoop and it'd not hit me at all. So I don't know if the way that it gets mixed in the factory.
I found I had quite a tolerance to it really quickly. First time, ruined my life, like seeing sounds, like proper vibrating, walking down the street, and then like halfway through the tub, it had just stopped working for me. So I was like, well, I want that consistency in its effects, and it just didn't happen with ABE.
Yeah.
Hit and miss.
It was one of those. It was one of those products. It was because it was like one of the only ones that I could use. It was something that I used to use all the time, but I got so used to it. I'd be doing like 3-4 scoops of that shit, and it wouldn't be doing anything. I'd just be getting itchy, and until I got that.
I imagine after 4 scoops, Matt fucking beat it right.
Oh mate, and until that anatomic flush hit, my skin used to be on fire. But now that I've moved over to CrossFit, I am actually I'm using more supplements. 1 second, stay there. Don't go anywhere.
That was a lovely view.
I'm going to start an OnlyFans, and we're going to start with that picture. I'm going to screenshot it.
I feel like he's got one on himself.
There we go. Full-on crotch shot. Like
so I am, supplement-wise, I am sponsored by a supplement company, but they are not endorsing this video or podcast, so we don't really need to mention names or anything like that. But they are the supplements that I use. So I am sponsored by Power Bar, which I don't know if you know Power Bar. You should do if you're into supplements, because they are basically the original supplement company ever to come out on the fucking planet, basically. They've been around now for years and years. And the 2 products that I probably use the most at the moment is, I don't know, are we counting like protein bars as supplements?
Yeah. You can supplement.
Well,
I
eat Power Bar. I eat the Power Nut bars every day. I eat 2 protein bars every day. It's my first meal of the day, something light that goes in before I train with a can of rain, literally every day religiously. So I use their protein bars, which they really, really come on. And I'm not going to lie, they're not made by third party. They're made in-house. So the quality of them is really, really good. Another product that I do use at the moment, I don't use that many products, and say that I'm using more products than I ever have is ridiculous. One of the reasons as well that I was sponsored by Power Bar is because they are Informed Sport. So all their products is tested, and it's all safe for me to use. But one of the products that I do use at the moment is something called IsoActive. It is just basically an intra-carb workout drink. I will drink this sometimes leading into a session, and I will drink it sometimes during the session. Do I have it every session? I'll be honest with you, no. I forget quite a lot of the time. I do carry a tub round with me, but I'm fucking too busy hanging out my own ass that I'm like, oh, I need to go over there and put some of this powder in my bottle. I'm just like, fuck it, I'll drink water. I'll be okay. And then something that I use every now and again when I do have days where I'm feeling really sluggish and I'm feeling, I don't know, like I need a little bit more and I'm going to have some more carbs. I use a product from Applied Nutrition. I don't know if you've seen this before. It's the iDrive stuff. It's the insulin driver and GDA stuff. It's basically, what's the product in it? It's like a glucose disposal agent, and it's got, it's some extract from a plant. I don't know what the fuck it is. I can't remember what it says. Here. Ingredients. What's the, it's blend. I can't remember what it is, but there's an ingredient in it, and it just kind of basically helps. You guys probably know more than me. It just basically helps direct glycogen to my muscles. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if it does much or not, but it is Informed Sport. It's testing for athletes. It's something that I use that when I do have a higher carb day, I will have these with my final carb meal of the day. And then the only other supplement that I will use at the moment is just an energy shot from Power Bar, which is 25 ml energy shot. It's 200 milligrams of caffeine. It's really, really condensed. It's so concentrated. It's fucking. It doesn't taste that great, but it's only 25 mils. It's gone before you know it. It's the smallest caffeine shot I've found on the market because they're normally up to about 50 mils, and I don't really like the taste. But this literally, it's in and it's done, and it hits really, really well. The blend in it is really, really nice. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know what's in it, but they come in like little test tubes as well, and they look really, really cool. And when they come in the box, they're all like stacked nicely, and it looks the part more than anything. So yeah, I'll just use intra workout at the moment. That carb glycogen disposal thing.
Yeah, I just had a look at it. I had a look at the formula on the GDA.
I just googled it as well.
Yeah, we don't stock that one. But yeah, it's a bit of melon, and there's also some berberine and some cinnamon.
Yeah, that's the one, berberine. Yeah. So it's just,
and there's 500 mcg of chromium picolinate as well. So that'll be helping as well.
Pick the biggest.
Yeah. I've actually started taking that. I have no idea why I take that. Lucy just makes me take it.
We'll get Lucy to explain it.
I was like, okay, you got me shredded. I'm just going to listen to you.
It was my. I had a nutritionist before, and we spoke about it, and he told me to take it. Or he advised me. I asked him, and then he advised me to take it when I had bigger carb days and stuff like that. So if I am planning on having a higher carb day, because I'm feeling like I need a little bit more, it is something that I'll use. But they literally, I'm not gonna lie, where I did get these from off the side, on there I've got cod liver oil, magnesium, I've got all these crazy powders that you fucking put with shit from My Protein and stuff that my old nutritionist advised me to get, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't take any of them. Don't take any. I don't take vitamin D3. I've got it on the side. I don't take all. I use the shit that works there and then, like the intra, the pre, and that shit. I don't even really use it, so probably not. I don't use it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, literally, if it don't work there and then I can't feel it, or it don't taste good, I don't want to use it. But I think that's a pattern that you see with athletes these days, especially that everybody thinks that people are taking something to try and get to the level that they're at, but we're normally using way less supplements than people think that we are. And it's true. I meet a lot of people on the daily who will literally have pre-workout, post-workout, and that's it.
I think the supplement industry is great at picking on, a rodent model or an unverified or pilot test, really poor data, and using that one study to support just outrageous claims. And they prey on people's naivety. And very often, all my clients, I'll recommend they get a whey protein just to get some protein in them. I don't say you have to. At the moment, I'm taking vitamin D to help, because we're all stuck inside. But I try and keep everything, and I do it for myself, try and keep everything to the bare bones and keep it all food. Because specifically Gen Pop, they can get it all from food. They don't need supplements.
If they're not having to perform to a certain level and they're just living, you don't need all the extra shit. You don't.
Nah.
And ironically, them people that are the keenest.
What it is the guys that are like Gen Pop and they're seeing people that they look up to are doing certain things. I've said this before. They see the tip of the iceberg, which is, I use the iDrive or whatever it was that you had in your I use this. And this is why I perform at a certain level. And they go, right, so that's what it is. It's not because he works hard and he does fucking 3 hours of training a day. He doesn't eat all his meals. He doesn't do this. They see the tip of the iceberg and not all of the hard work that goes underneath it. And that's what we're trying to get people out of the habit of doing and look at the body of work first. It's not because they're putting a pill in their body. That pill could be fucking D-bol. It could be Winstrol. It could be Anavar. It could be whatever pill you think it is. It still doesn't make a difference. Like the body of work is what separates athletes from normal people. Simple.
Yeah.
All the supplements and stuff are your 1%ers, aren't they? If you're not laying down the foundations, they aren't going to push you any further. But if you're laying everything down, they can push that a little bit further.
Yeah,
definitely.
If we're looking at performance, and you had, let's say we could clone the same person, they were doing exactly the same thing on a daily basis, and one was using supplements and one would, and one wasn't. I'd like to see, the performance differences. It's like everybody bangs on about creatine. Never ever used it. Not when I was powerlifting. I've never touched it. I think I've used it for like a week before, and I was like, this isn't fucking doing anything, so I stopped. And I've never used it. I got some on the top up there, and it'll stay there. I've never fucking touched it. Like, I don't even think it's open. I bought it. I was like, I'm gonna start using this, and I forgot about it. Like those iDrive tablets. I was just thinking that.
His sponsors are gonna love him for this, aren't they?
Sponsors are gonna love you, mate.
Products that I do use from Power Bar, like I got them from them because I know that I'm going to use them. Like the creatine that I've got there is not from Power Bar. Don't do shit like that, you see. So like endurance-based products.
Yeah.
And it's like their bars. Like I eat their bars every day. I eat them, one, because they taste great, and two, because fucking they supply me with them. And three, like the Isoactive, like I use this because it's just that, because I'm not that great at eating. I'm not going to lie. I don't eat that much on a daily basis until I have my bowl of cereal before I go to bed on an evening. My diet could be better, let's just put it this way, but it is getting a lot better. But yeah, I do, the products from Power Bar I use all the time, and it's one of those things. It's like it's the products that people would expect you to use that I don't use. So I don't take creatine. I use whey protein, but I use it when I mix it with my oats. I don't drink it. Like, I couldn't tell you last time I had a protein shake. Oh, I could actually. It was a few weeks ago, and I did it just so I could post it on Instagram. That was literally it. Like, I never, ever... It's like those iDrive tablets. There's 60 servings in there. I bought these. I think I've had these since the start of first lockdown. And there's still fucking... There's not half a tub gone in there. Honestly. There's still loads of... That's how rarely I use them. But I never ever touch them. It's like it's basically the convenient food supplements that I will use.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Getting your calories in.
Yeah, basically, that is it. Yeah, that is all I'll do. And caffeine. I fucking love caffeine.
Yeah, how come you get caffeine from like your power shots? Do you not enjoy the taste of coffee?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I drink coffee as well.
Oh, right, okay.
He loves the caffeine.
Yeah, he really loves it.
Loves that shit.
Swear down, every morning, mate, without fail. Dom, you'll see me tomorrow in the gym with a can of rain in my hand. It's the first thing that goes in my body, except for my dad's penis. I'm joking. That doesn't happen. Dad, if you're watching, don't tell anybody.
Anymore.
Anymore.
I can just see you going home at Christmas. You know that episode of South Park where Garrison's upset he wasn't molested? That's going to be Josh. Fuck's sake, Dad, was I ugly?
Yeah, true. I don't do Christmas, so that won't be happening. Not for me, it's Christmas. Yeah, fuck Christmas.
Oh man, I love Christmas.
Nah, fucking hate.
But I also love creatine, so fuck me.
Yeah. Creatine isn't for me. Yeah, I just never saw any effects with it. Do you know what I mean?
No, that's the thing though. With creatine, you won't see a lot of products. You don't see short term sort of effects from. It's the long term effects that would be more beneficial. But potato.
Maybe I'm a fiend.
It's working without it. It's working.
Yeah, exactly. If you could do it without it, you could do it without it. Like I've always said, a supplement is a supplement to add in if you feel like you can afford the luxury.
You
do you know
need
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah.
If you feel like, not even that you feel like you need it, just that you can afford to add that in for an extra benefit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think it was, was it Rich Piana said? He said about his supplement line, he was like, buy these supplements because you can afford it and they're convenient to you. If you can't afford my crystal egg whites, use fucking egg whites. Like,
100%. It's all convenience, and a lot of the time the cost may outweigh the benefits. But you get hold of a good product where the benefits outweigh the cost and it's affordable as well. Happy days.
Yeah. But so that is exactly how it is for me. So I'd say the supplements that I use are basically just convenient food supplements. They're easy food supplements. They're easy ways to intake calories on a daily basis, especially like the protein bars, because they taste like chocolate, but it's not really chocolate, is it? So it's like
you've not had chocolate in a long time if you think protein bars taste like chocolate.
Mate, I'm a protein bar snob. I genuinely just, I'm still yet to find one that I love.
Yeah. Oh, mate, you should try the power bar one.
Yeah, good plug. Good plug. Send us one. I'll send my address.
He's got so many subtle plugs in here with all his applied nutrition power bars. How many shots of his boxes have we seen as well?
At least 3. I've been counting. Go on, get up again.
Nah, you don't.
I've got to pay for the 4.
Swimming shorts. Yeah, so
they are the smallest swimming shorts I've ever seen.
Hey, I've got fat legs, all right. It's not mine. I've had them for years.
The boys 12, right? That makes sense.
Yeah. I don't like boys that are 12. Just for anybody who is watching, that's Don with his glasses and his moustache.
Yeah, Don, you can't talk about 12-year-olds with that moustache. Mate.
Yeah, fucking hell.
It's literally illegal with looking like this to talk about children.
Like when you walk past schools and stuff, like, do they scream and run away?
Well, actually, there's a school across the road, and I've got bars on my windows. But what they don't realise, that's not to keep people from getting in. It's to keep me here.
But
this is taking a turn. I feel like we need to.
Yeah, we do this a lot, don't we?
No, you do this a lot because you touch kids. So we need to move on very quickly.
Yeah. Get rid of it.
Disclaimer: I don't touch kids.
You know what? We've been on about an hour and a bit. So I reckon call it a day on this one.
Yeah.
And we'll probably get Josh back on again.
Yeah.
Once you're a little bit further in. When you plan on competing CrossFit wise? That's the one question.
So I'm currently in the process of building up to the Open. So the CrossFit Open, which is the worldwide competition. It's done online and you compete against everybody else in the world. So technically you are competing against like Matt Fraser, Pat Bellner and stuff like that. And you do it in your own gym.
Yeah.
And then you've got to video everything that you do and they're put out and they're reviewed and it's all, you get put on a worldwide leaderboard and that's how they select people for like the games and stuff like that. So yeah, that's February 18th.
Oh.
So quickly before we go, what's your goal for that? Because obviously you're not expecting to win first time you do it, or are you?
Of course he fucking is.
No,
you're competing to win.
You're there going. Are you going beating Matt Fraser? Because he started off in powerlifting, didn't he?
He was a weightlifter. He was a very good.
Oh, he was a weightlifter. Sorry.
Yeah. So completely different sports. So my goal obviously isn't to win the CrossFit Open because that one. I'll be honest with you, that is not going to happen. 2, my goal is to come top 100 in the UK. So my first year in CrossFit, if I can become top 100 in the UK, that's not a bad start.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that'll be
especially with how popular CrossFit is now and how many people are doing it as well.
So much.
Yeah. Like I say this to people, I'm not gonna lie, I've got it written on a whiteboard over here. That's why I kind of keep looking that way. I've got it written on a whiteboard. It says top 100 in the UK. I tell people that goal that I want to be top 100 in the UK, but in my head, I'm going top 75. Like the external goal that I tell you is completely different to the internal goal that I tell you. And hopefully, if I can, when I get in that top 75, so when I make that top 75, hopefully that will put me in the top 150 in the UK, and hopefully I can make a regional style event, so a sanctional event, which is another link to the games and how you get to the games. It's a great worldwide platform to be seen on. But yeah, that's the goal for the CrossFit Open. My first CrossFit Open is to come top 100, do some damage, break that 75 mark, and then hit some real competitions and see what we can do. One thing that I really want to do as well is people are going to expect me to turn up and be the strongest lifter on the floor or the strongest athlete on the floor. And I've turned around to multiple people and said, I'm not going to be the strongest guy there. I'm going to be the most surprising guy there.
Yeah, I like that attitude.
Yeah, because people expect me to be strong because of my background, but I'm not going to be. I'm going to be the most surprising, and they're going to be like, "Oh shit! Like he's actually got an engine."
Yeah, like this dude can
as long as it's the right kind of surprise, and it's not, "Oh shit, he's actually well weak."
Yeah. Do you remember how strong he used to be? So that's the goal for that, and that starts February 18th, which is really, really exciting. And in CrossFit, the CrossFit Open is really, really big. Like if you're at your local gym and the CrossFit is on, and it's like a big thing. They do something called Friday Night Lights, where you've got the people that are competitive and they want to do good in the open. Like you have, because you've got to be judged and everything. So you'll have a judge with you, and everybody goes at the same time. The music will be blazing. You're being judged. Like it's basically like a real competition there. And then the whole gym comes in and everybody gets behind everyone. And it's, it gets lit. Let's just put it that way. And it's like a crazy environment to be in. And I've got I've got an amazing reason why this time. I'm going to keep my reason why to myself, but my reason why is making me work harder than I've ever worked before. Like I'm doing shit on the daily that most people couldn't even imagine doing. And it's not out of ability, it's out of fucking stubborn and small and anything. So yeah, it's I've got a reason to keep at it, and it's really, really nice to be able to say that, and I can't thank that reason why enough for fucking why I'm getting at it, because we're gonna do some damage. Let's just put it that way.
You are
sick.
All power to you.
What we'll do,
expectation of you to do big things.
Yeah, we'll get you back on after you've done that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it, and you can say I fucking told you so.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he gets top 50.
Yeah, there we go. All right, sick. Yeah, so challenge extended. Josh, it's been fucking sick catching up with you, mate.
No, it was brilliant.
Dr. Octopus, you dirty paedophile. It's been a pleasure as always.
Yeah. You were
and we'll catch up again soon.
Yeah, no, definitely.
See you boys later.
Guys, thank you for having me. I'll see you in the morning, Dom.